What is up, everyone, and welcome to the debut edition of Brothers by Law. I am, of course, Josh.
And I am Ryan.
Yes, we are. If you didn't listen to the teaser, which most of you did, and most of you have kind of told me that you did, we are nearly in-laws, nearly.
Almost.
Ryan is engaged to my sister, so he is absolutely insane. There is no, There's no actual way other of putting it than he is an actual crazy person. And Ryan isn't like a stranger to doing this kind of stuff, but he hasn't really done. When Wrestling Reverb first started, which I don't want any of you to listen to because it's so awful. Ryan actually guested on 2, I think.
I was your very first special guest.
Yes,
it was 2.
I think 2 or 3 we did. Maybe.
No, I think it was only 2. I was supposed to come in for a 3rd, but
you just didn't.
I didn't.
And then we really haven't done anything since then. And the only reason, when I kind of had this idea for the network, I wanted something different, and that's when I asked Ryan, and he was like, "Yeah, I would be down to do this because you want to do other stuff." Ryan's dabbled with things like YouTube but nothing really ever stuck. No. You didn't stick to it more so than anything.
Just been more busy with life.
Yeah, and I guess this is just, we live literally across the street from one another, so it's easy for us just to do this once a week. It's not really asking too much of our time, and that's when this kind of just fell into my lap, and then it was just a matter of whether you wanted to do it or not.
Yeah.
But we don't really have... We have like a structure and a plan of how this show... We have somewhat of an idea of what this show can be. You know, we kind of said in the teaser, and I've put all over Twitter, pop culture is where it's going to kind of be based in, whether that be music, movies, television, video games, whatever's kind of going on. But I don't know. I'm not going to put the restraints on anything just to stick to that. If we want to talk about other things, which we're probably going to today, just with what's going on in the world, we will. It's just going to be the fact that it's just us every week. There's never going to be a week where it's just one of us, or it's always going to be us. It's going to be every Thursday, and yeah. For those that don't really know who you are, which is, you're only just really on Twitter kind of now. Twitter
I tweet sometimes.
Yeah, that's literally in your bio, isn't it?
It is.
You don't really know how to use Twitter.
No, I don't. The one media platform and Instagram I don't use. I'm not on like a lot.
You're not like it's weird. We're roughly the same age. You're like a little bit younger than me, but you're one of the only people that I see on a constant level at my age. Not like you're on social media and you're certainly there, but you're not like, you don't live and die by it. Like, I think if someone said no more social media, you'd be like, eh.
Alright, piss off.
Yeah, like, I'm the opposite of that. Not the opposite, but, well, I'm kind of the opposite. I kind of live on social media. I have to be on it.
I get notifications that you've tweeted something probably every 2 seconds.
You should probably turn that off. Like, fuck me. That'd be a lot. I can't be
bothered. I'm too lazy. And then because then it motivates me to get on Twitter, and then I start to look at things. Because I'm like, oh, what is he babbling on about this time? And then you're like, oh, my sock is wet.
Yeah, I'll just tweet stuff. Usually, I've really dabbled in the word of giddy lately.
Yes.
Giddy is everywhere, and I don't even have to say that's my cat anymore because I just talk about her so much. It's honestly taken me a lot longer to talk about giddy on Twitter than I thought it would be, because giddy's everything. So anyway, Ryan doesn't really use... Twitter,
look at this. You are everywhere on my notifications.
You should probably, you can turn those notifications off.
No, because like I said, it motivates me to get on Twitter and then have a look at what's going on, because I wouldn't otherwise.
Yeah, true.
It's the only reason.
He's not going to be someone that's just going to be constantly tweeting every little thought that he has. He's not going to be that person.
Or
he never
maybe.
really... Well, unless you turn into that
person.
Point. Who knows? That'd be interesting to see. It'd probably be like... I don't know. I don't know if I'd be here for it, to be completely honest. You never have been that person as long as I've known you. No. You've never have been that person that's like, I'm posting everything I do on Facebook. Although, who's really using Facebook at a constant level for like... I don't care about Facebook anymore.
I use it to find out what's going on with the world. That's kind of...
Well, it's kind of depressing to look at the world at the moment.
Yeah.
Everything kind of going on. It's a weird time to be starting this show because we're going to try to be as fun as possible, but it'd be silly of us not to talk about the fact of what everyone's kind of talking about. We're recording this a few days in advance, so this is going to be terribly outdated by the time it comes on Thursday because there's so much happening with it at a very rapid pace. I mean, just everything's happening with this. What is it coronavirus? Is it that COVID-19? What is it actually? Is it the same thing?
Yeah, it's the same thing.
Okay, so whatever you want to call it, that's kind of at the forefront of everyone's mind. We're not going to dwell on this for too long because I don't want to talk about it because that's all people seem to talk about. But, I mean, the world's rightfully so, to a certain degree. The world's gone pretty crazy. There is some extremes, but the fact that we're even talking about the fact that there might be a lockdown before much longer is crazy. That's never happened.
No, it's an epidemic. They need to get rid of it before it obviously gets any worse, but they're also leaving it too late.
Yeah.
It's going to get us all.
Yeah, eventually there's really no avoiding it. It's just about, I mean, worried, yes, but stressing, I think, is... Some people take it differently. Usually I'm kind of a panicky person, but I'm not panicking about this.
No.
Usually I'm quite, like, anxious about things. I'm like, this is the end. But I'm really not.
But
you are not a panicky person.
No.
You are just like, cool, like, yeah, like, not that you don't care, you just continue to kind of do it.
It can come out and hang out in my body. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna go down.
The problem is that what I don't like about people is that there's people very much like you that would just be like, I don't care and I'm going to continue to go out and do this stuff like that. It's like, yes, but there's some people in this world that can't handle it. So it's like those people that are very like, just stupid are being like, I'm still going to go out and go to the shops and whatever it may be. It's like, yeah, but you're then giving it to other people. Like there's a difference.
Or they're about to go slap a bitch to get some toilet paper.
Yeah, that's just, I mean, toilet paper does literally nothing in this world other than clean your butt, and there's other ways to clean it. In the sense of what's going on at the moment, toilet paper's the last thing on my mind. Food is the first thing on my mind.
If you run out, you can use Giddy.
Or just have a fucking shower. Like, people just get in the shower.
Kick it down the drain.
Like, oh my god. Like, it's just a lot. But other than that, to try and distract some people from what's going on in the world, this is still on the topic of it, but a lot of things, well, pretty much, I won't say a lot of things, I'll just pretty much blanket statement say everything is being canned because of this sports-wise, and any kind of gathering of any kind is getting cancelled, especially, well, I'm not even going to say especially in the United States, it's everywhere in the world.
Everywhere.
One thing that we're going to talk about a lot on this show is video games, just for the fact that we both really love video games, and we both like just... That's our spare time, really.
Yeah.
Well, for me, it's a little bit more wrestling driven. Ryan likes wrestling, by the way. He's definitely not a stranger. Well, do you? I think at this point you do. He's been watching wrestling, not as consistently as I have, but he's been watching.
Used to.
Yeah.
He's been mad about it.
But he'll watch the pay-per-views. He'll come over and we'll all watch the pay-per-views together. And, you know, if there's anything big on, he's certainly keeping tabs on, know what's kind of happening. Yeah. So he's not a stranger to the fact that WrestleMania is 99% being postponed, or it's going to take place in some kind of no fan arena. We don't know yet because they're just playing a game of, this delay crap is just stupid. Just tell us what the hell's going on. There's no way it can go on, that's for certain. There's no way 80,000 people are allowed to going to be in a stadium. And whether it's postponed, they do no fans or something, that's pretty sucky though, because that's like a big day for us. We plan that day. Usually we have the day off work for it. That's like, you know, one of the most social we get with wrestling.
Yeah, and we get fat while we're watching.
Yeah, we just eat a lot of food, and like that's every year. There's never been a year in 36 years of wrestling that hasn't had a WrestleMania. Well, potentially it'll get postponed. I don't think they'll can it, but it certainly isn't happening in 2 weeks' time. Or 2 weeks' time, 3 weeks' time. It's certainly not happening. So, this is going to sound really weird, but everyone will understand, wrestling fans. That's when it kind of became real. What's going on is like the fact that isn't happening, and then everything else that followed.
They ended the NBA season.
Yeah, NBA season. UFC's kind of chiming down.
They've got empty seats.
Yeah, they've got empty, and I think eventually they're just going to be like, we're not continuing. The XFL was a suspended season. Everything. One of the things that probably you've seen about at the time of recording a few days ago is the fact that E3 isn't going down, and everyone knows what E3 is. It's
biggest gaming convention in the world.
Yeah, and
everybody from around the world goes to visit.
Yeah,
and gaming company, studio, everything goes there.
Yeah, and it's just not going to happen. They didn't even postpone that. They cancelled that, didn't they?
Yeah, they've cancelled it.
Yeah, and I think it's just made this all very real in what's going on. But are you one of those people? I'm not as into video games as you are. I play what I play and I like what I like, but you kind of not dabble with everything, but you kind of know what's happening. You kind of know what's coming out.
I need to keep up.
Yeah, and so for someone like you, you're probably one that follows E3 a lot more than I ever would.
Yeah, because it's where all the big gaming companies flex their new games coming out.
And you're all like, yes, because
we've got new like that's probably where they would have showed like GTA 6. They would have showed leaks of that, or they would have showed some footage. Say, hey, look, this is what we're working on. They can't do that anymore. Other companies would have been like, hey, we've been, teasing this game for a while. We're going to show this off. Can't do that anymore because coronavirus decided to be a thing and screw everything up.
Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah. Let's dabble into Ryan a little bit here, just so we can have a little bit of get to know you session, because everyone knows how I am with things, but I'm pretty certain you can confirm nor deny that your favorite game ever is Kingdom Hearts.
Yes.
The second one?
Yeah, the second one.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was, the second one. Isn't there a new one of them, or am I going crazy?
No,
is it come out?
Or it's already out.
Okay, that's out. So, I've never played Kingdom Hearts. Okay? Anyone that's listening to this that's played Kingdom Hearts, or more importantly, hasn't played Kingdom Hearts, Ryan, what is Kingdom Hearts? Even for someone like me, who I know it's Disney, but what the fuck do you got to do in it?
It's an action adventure, massive action adventure game. It spans out through multiple games through the years. The storyline is impossible to keep up with. Don't even bother with that. I don't even know the storyline. I just know every game is they add something a little bit different, but they also add in more worlds, like Disney worlds. Like you could go visit like the Lion King world, or in the new one you go visit Toy Story world and the Monster Inc. world.
But what do you actually have to do in it? Is it fighting?
Yeah, it's fighting. It's like an adventure. It's a story. You got these bad guys. You got to stop them from doing the bad things. It's all the same. But the thing that makes it different, and I guess makes it good, is it has that Disney interaction. Like all these Disney characters that you grew up watching movies of, you can now fight alongside them to beat these monsters, or as they call it, the Heartless and the Unversed. There's all different kinds of monsters in it. It's just a massive universe that you can just get lost in, and you just want to, go dance around with, like, Simba, or you can just go beat the shit out of these monsters with...
This is a really weird sell. For someone who's never played that... I'm not going to lie to you, I've seen very little of that game. I don't know really much at all about that game. It's a lot of
investing in...
Yeah, I can imagine it'll be very time-consuming.
Oh, it is.
Because for someone like me, my favourite game of all time... I don't know if you know this. My favourite game of all time is the original Red Dead Redemption. Still haven't finished the second one, so don't fucking spoil it for me, because I'll punch you in the face. But I still haven't finished the second one, but
not finishing it.
I haven't enjoyed the second one as much as I enjoyed the first one. Because that first one was, like, brilliant to me. That story in that game and just everything that you could do. Especially because my favourite kind of game is that open world.
But have you played the first
no, see, I'm not that person
Red Dead
either.
Revolver.
Yeah, see, I know you've played that, and I've... have I? No, I definitely haven't.
PlayStation 2?
No, I definitely haven't played it, but I'm very much that open world, like that GTA style. That's really the benchmark. GTA is...
So Rockstar.
Rockstar games is where it's at.
Open
like,
world
there's
Rockstar.
other one, but that's my favourite kind of game. But Red Dead 1 is my favourite game ever, just because that story is so... Because, coming from Grand Theft Auto, there's so much to do. You get a car, and you just go to a comedy club, or you go bowling, or you go to play tennis, and then here, it's like, you have to have so much stripped back. It's still stuff to do.
Yeah.
But it's obviously not in the same time zone, time period.
I think it's more like, it's just you're a cowboy.
Yeah, and coming from
You're
someone
a
who really
badass.
doesn't. Yeah, I don't really. I've never been fascinated by the Western. I've never been fascinated by Westerns or cowboys or anything like that. But this is just so. Especially in the time that it came out. What, it came out in like 2010, 2011. Like, you'd never seen that kind of stuff in a video game. Like,
No.
that animal system alone was like so lifelike. I think I like playing games that feel like the real world. That's why I probably love GTA and stuff as much as I do. And that's the game that they're the games that I'm kind of attached to, other than professional wrestling games, because I just grew up on those. But
Open world WWE game.
I don't know if that would work, would it?
It'd just be what, Slam City?
Oh god, Slam City was that show, wasn't it?
Yeah,
oh
like
god, it was so bad.
Cartoony, like toy looking show.
I think it's on the network, everybody, by the way. I think Slam City is on the network.
They're like 5-minute episodes.
Yeah, they're nothing.
No.
They're not very time consuming, so it's a kid's show. I'm not selling it anything other than a kid's show, but essentially wrestling is a kid's show in a lot of ways. Well, WWE is a kid's show in a lot of ways, so we were kids when we liked wrestling, which is weird. In my 20s now saying that, some of the stuff, I'm obviously for Ditz versus Josh every Monday here on the network, I'm going back and watching a lot of like old wrestling, and I'm like, I should not have been watching this when I was 6 years old, because it's not good, some of the stuff in there. It's like,
Of course it wasn't.
there's a lot of like sexist and very sexual bad language. Like, it's not good for me to be watching that, but that's what I watched when I was a kid. Playing GTA was not good for me at 7 years old when San Andreas came out.
But the world wasn't sensitive back then. Well, at least
It
know.
was. I was watching, I mentioned this to Ryan before we started recording, but I watched this history of Grand Theft Auto documentary on YouTube. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check it out. But it's by a big gaming thing on YouTube. And they basically went through the history of how it all started and where we got to GTA 5 and beyond. But a lot of the stuff, with the controversies that surround that game.
Always.
Yeah, because it's so lifelike. Not that I agree with people being like, violent video games make violent people. I don't agree with that at all. But I think I understand the argument, at least. I can get on the other side and understand why they're coming at them. I don't agree with it at all, and I think it's silly that people are, like, attacking video games. I think crazy people make crazy people.
Yeah.
And crazy people playing those games and then emulating them is like watching a movie and doing the same thing.
They're not being forced to go out and steal a car or forced to go out and shoot people.
It doesn't make me want to go do that at all.
It definitely doesn't make me want to do it, but it doesn't mean I don't enjoy doing it on the game.
No, everyone has that element in them of, like, what it's like to be bad. You know what I mean? Everyone, what's it like to break rules and stuff. And I think that's what GTA kind of plays on.
It allows you to do it. It allows you
Exactly.
to do things you can't do. Well, you can do, but you shouldn't do.
But I think violent movies and stuff like that have been around since as long as forever. So I don't really think there's an argument to it, but I don't agree with it, and I think it's unnecessary to blame things. But I was watching stuff about, San Andreas is San Andreas your favorite GTA? I don't know if it is anymore. I think 5 might be. Just because it's so immersed. Like, there's so much.
Number 5 just keeps on getting bigger.
I know, with the World of Online.
So long, and
it's still good. You can even play it on the 360 or the PS3, and it still holds up.
San Andreas is the best, I guess, old one.
I guess nostalgia.
It has nostalgia. You always jump on there, that first opening scene,
I know.
Music that hits, and
it makes you feel like a kid, though. Yeah. But that's like anything. Anything's better when you're a kid, I think. So, I think watching that and that nostalgia, but sitting down and playing that for a long time, it's so flawed now, and the technology is just not where it was now.
It doesn't hold up.
So, in the long run, yes, I think GTA 5 is better, and then imagine where they're going to go with Grand Theft Auto. I don't
know where else they can go.
But I would assume they're holding up for this long to wait for the next generation of systems, which come out at the end of the year.
Looking forward to it.
End of year?
I think so.
Well, at least PS5 is, isn't it?
Well, it could be postponed.
Well, everything else is getting postponed, so I wouldn't be surprised if and they always delay those things.
They do.
And I'd rather something that works than it doesn't. I really hope it has backwards compatibility.
Are you talking about 2K20 WWE?
Oh god, don't even. Oh my god, that game. That everyone knows how broken that game is. You can watch my stuff on YouTube just to see how broken it is without even intentionally trying to break anything. It's just that game is
I didn't think they could
disaster.
make it worse.
Ryan doesn't even have it, and he knows. He's seen me play. He's played it with me. It's not that like, the fundamental element of that game is still there at its core. There's just so much brokenness surrounding it that, although I will admit it is better than it was when it originally came out, it's still taking money out of my pocket.
It's like it's like they still got it in beta and they just released the game,
and it's just
very
not. You shouldn't do that at all. So hopefully I think they realize they have a mess that they need to clean up. I think they just need to start again.
They won't fix it in time for the new one to come out. Unless
they have been all this time and they just release that just to get out a yearly title where they're contractually obligated to. Probably. That's what was my opinion of it, was that they're like, this is just something, and they have a small section of their team working on it now just to iron out the kinks of any like game breaking glitches. And they this whole time since the end of Ukes and them kind of disbanding from them, they've been working on a brand new game for this year. That's my understanding of it, but I could be really wrong. But they cannot even fathom to imagine them releasing another game like this, like 2K20 this year, because it will just kill them.
Nobody will buy it no one will buy it. Because they won't trust it. They need to bring out something with a whole new skin.
I'm loyal, so I'll buy it, but they can't rely on people being loyal, because a lot of people that have had every one of these games will not buy this one. So
I didn't even want to buy it.
No.
There's some... I will say there are some modes in it that...
Oh, yeah, there's elements to it.
I want to get it, but then the next day you tell me, hey, my game won't even start up now.
My game won't start.
Pretty sure my PlayStation's also blown up, and my house is on fire.
Yeah, like, it just... I would imagine that eventually that game is going to burn down my house one day. I wouldn't even wish that upon my worst enemy, that game, because it's just so... It's just broken. It's not... I wouldn't say it's bad, it's broken.
Yeah.
Because there's elements on it that you're like, oh, that's so cool if it would work.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work, and I don't know why.
And then they fixed it, and then
it breaks something else. That's the worst thing, is when they fix one thing and then something else is broken because they fixed that. But it's so weird to talk about something like that and then something like GTA, which you don't see glitches too often in those games. No. They do not. That's why they take so long, is to make sure that this game is as close to perfect as possible. There's of course bugs. There's going to be bugs and everything.
There's always bugs.
But it's not something that I can tell you I've found personally. I mean,
you're not going to fall through the floor every 2 seconds, or
it just doesn't
freeze. Or
I've never had that game crash. I don't believe GTA 5's ever crashed.
I think when it first came out, it had the little problems. But
online was a mess when it first came out, because no one could get onto it.
No.
I remember when first going online, even 360 wise, not on the PS4 because not as many people were on it, but those servers could not hold up.
No.
I remember when you first got online in GTA 5 on like the 360 or PS3, and you'd be in that loading screen of that car, and you'd just be standing there and be like, "Can I get into a lobby yet?" That was like the worst. That was the worst time having that. Oh, I just hated that. That was the absolute shitstorm. What other, like, E3 wise, kind of stopping, do you think that puts a halt on people, or companies, I should say, releasing things? Or do you think it just... what about their marketing? Everyone has a marketing schedule.
I've seen that they're looking at another alternative of possibly doing like a type of video live stream. So
there's like no one in the...
No, it'll just be probably like up on Twitch or up on everything they can put it up on, and that will just... Each company might just be able to show off what they can, and they will just view it that way. But in saying that, that's a lot of work to put into that. Even so. Yeah,
but I guess you got to make best of a bad situation with all this stuff. When was E3 actually happening? June?
Yeah.
That seems like a long... Like, people aren't really postponing things in June yet. Well, isn't the Olympics meant to go on this year? In Japan? Surely that won't... Well, Olympics is when? August usually, I think?
Yeah.
September? Something like that usually. Or does it take place at a different time every time? I don't know. But I think it's in about August. But I think you just got to wait.
Yeah.
To see what the world is going to be
like. Between each Olympics.
It's like 4 years, isn't it?
It is.
I think.
Every leap year, isn't it?
Is it? Is that... Oh, because it's a leap year this year. That would make sense.
Every leap year.
It's in Japan this year. Whether that even, takes place. Because even with the coronavirus and all the stuff that's going on with it, in my opinion, okay, say in some kind of grand scheme of things, this all kind of not ends, but like calms down. We get to a sense of normality in 4 weeks. Say 4 weeks, right? So a month. Even then, you've got to then lift travel bans. You've got to lift all the people that are still sick with it. We're still going to be getting... It's not like it'll just end and that coronavirus, no one will ever get it. Like, it's going to be a thing, but they'll have it... like, scientists and that will have, like, vaccines and medication and stuff. They're pretty close to trialing that on humans. So, I mean, it's going to get under control. But
well, they reckon it's going to take...
What? So they... Wait, but are they just going to, like, literally be like... So say if in 4-6 weeks this is all kind of back to normal, are they just going to be like, yeah, everything can go ahead now? Are they just going to reschedule everything for, okay, we'll just go back to that date? It can't.
It would have to be one by one, or each event, because...
You can't just be like, NBA's back, and then...
Well, no, they have canned their whole season.
So it doesn't matter.
They're not coming back.
Yeah.
They're done for.
UFC's a little different, because they can just be like, okay, we can just pick up...
everywhere.
And they can pick up where they left off.
Yeah, they go
Wrestling's
like
the same.
Brazil, they go...
Because
they
they're
go
banning... The states banned any gathering of more than 50 people today, so... Who knows? This was probably going to be the last... It could be potentially Raw tomorrow. It could be the last bit of wrestling we get for a little while.
It's a good holiday.
You don't... Yeah, but at the same time, it's so unprecedented. It's especially for something like that. That's every single week, every single Monday is wrestling or whatever. It's just...
Everything's taking a massive hit in their
economy-wise, we're going to just... Our economy is going to fail.
Stock market is taking it in the ass so hard. They're dropping.
It's bad.
They're dropping fast every day. Like, I'll jump on Facebook and the first thing I see, stock market has now lost up to like 7% of whatever, and people will leave and they're just packing up the stuff and going, what's the point?
Yeah, because it's just so... I know I keep saying this, but it's just so unprecedented. It's never happened before.
As you said to me the other day, it's a weird time to be alive.
Yeah, it really is weird to be in this world at the moment. And again, we're recording this 3 days before we release this, so much more information will come out, no doubt, in the next 72 hours. So we're probably behind on everything that we're saying. But who really knows? The world will get past it. It just doesn't seem like there's an end in sight. It's going to get a lot worse before it gets any better. Yeah. That's how I kind of see it.
I mean, I've heard everybody saying, like, the coronavirus is just a flu. Yes, it is a flu. They're flu-like symptoms for sure. But the problem is they don't have a vaccine or an antidote.
No, we can go take medicine and we can feel better. Or you just,
flu tablets or anything like this. But they don't have this yet.
We don't know if, like, what is best way to combat coronavirus. So I was like, no one knows. Is it to go and rest? Is it to take medicine that you already take? Is that going to work? There's no antibiotic for it. There's no... Doctors don't know. No, well, they do, but they don't know what to do. They're learning
as it goes on every day.
And you can't...
They can only do so much.
And places like, when people are like, it's not that serious, just kind of do what you do. It's like, okay, but then you don't want to be a place like Italy that did that, and now they're in a whole national emergency.
There's actually a neighborhood in Italy that's saying Toxic by Britney Spears.
I think they're fake. Did you see those? They're dubbed over.
You reckon?
Yeah, because all of those, there was one that was an original video, and it's the same video, but people aren't realizing, because I thought it was as well, but they didn't actually sing it. It's like from crowds and stuff like that, because there was one for like Natalia's theme. So yeah, but easy mistake, trust me. I did it this morning. I'm like, are they really singing Judas by Fozzy? And I'm like, no, they're not. It's still... Man,
that's really...
We don't want to end up... No country wants to end up like that, because they're literally... I've been reading articles from people within Italy that are like, doctors are literally have to be like, you have a better chance of survival, so I have to treat you first, because there's not enough room. They're setting up tents to, help people who are dying. So don't just think it's be like, it won't affect me. It's like, it can, and it is, but I think that's what countries like Australia and, to a certain degree, the States are trying to do, is get on top of it and trying to take these drastic measures now so it doesn't get worse, because it's just going to get out of control, and it's rapidly becoming that.
It's spreading. They can't stop it. They can only find ways to slow it down.
Yeah, you cannot stop the spread of it. And for anyone that doesn't know, it'd be so weird for you not to know. But it all started just because it's culture in China for Chinese New Year's to eat different foods, like delicacies, and one of them was a bat. And then that happened, and I don't necessarily know if China was completely honest with, like, putting in that virus to, like, the world health agency, and then they've gone, oh shit, and it's kind of gone, and then
we got a virus on our
and
hands.
then everywhere it's kind of expanded to because people travel and it's human to human contact, like it's so easy. So I guess everybody just you can be worried, but just try and stay as calm as possible.
It was stay alarmed, not alert, or stay alert, not alarmed. It was one of them.
Yeah, it would be alert, not alert. You don't want to stay not alert because then you're like,
Oh, yeah.
what's going on? It's
What's going on?
But yeah, stay alert, but don't necessarily have to be worried about it. Be worried, but not crazy about it.
No.
Just yes, do what you normally do to a certain degree, but also if you're feeling sick, stay the fuck home. Whether you think you've got coronavirus or not, just stay home. Because you don't know.
If you have just like a sore throat,
just be
it
like,
doesn't seem normal.
Just stay home. It's better to have a couple of days and just be like, yo, go and get tested or whatever you need to do. Or if you just think, I've just got a cold, just stay away from humanity because it just makes it worse. But I don't think some people realize, because a lot of people are in that mindset of like, oh, I've got a cold.
Yeah.
So I think we just need to be smart as a society at the moment because shit's a little crazy.
A little cray up in here.
Yeah, a little crazy. What else can we talk about this week just to kind of get you on the mindset of everything? This is something that I actually found really interesting. Well, not.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, no. Calm down. I mean, in the sense of most people I meet are very music driven. And you're not someone that necessarily, not saying you don't like music, because you certainly do, but you're not someone to go out of your way to be, your first mode of communication with a friend is not to talk about music.
No.
And it's weird because more people than they don't, it's certainly in the majority, that's something you can bond over instantly, is music. But not that you can't bond over music with you, but it's not like I couldn't tell you off the top of my head what your favorite song is, you know what I mean? Like, but a lot of people I could be like, I know exactly what kind of music that person listens to because that's just a conversation starter.
I listen to everything. I can listen to just
Me too.
anything and everything.
But it's just, you've never been that kind. You're not a person to like sit there and like, yeah, let's put on music. Like, you're just like, whatever. Because it's on.
Whatever you want,
if it's on, it's on. But you're not going to be like,
I hate that song.
Yeah, or you're not going to be like protesting. Music must be on at this time. You're just not.
Nah.
I've never, which is so weird because my sister and me are very much music people.
Oh,
We're music driven.
She'll go to me, oh, have you heard this song before? I'm like,
Ryan doesn't know names of songs or like who they are, but he'll certainly know what they are. Like, you know what the song is.
Like,
I know this song, but you're like, I
song,
couldn't tell you who this is by. But you've certainly gotten more adept through me and Shaylee.
Oh, yeah.
Shaylee will eventually be on this at some point. She's not really one to sit down and have a conversation with people like this. She doesn't really...
No.
She's certainly not as shy as she used to be, but...
Yeah, you're welcome.
Well, I guess it's somewhat...
I force her to do stuff that she's uncomfortable with, like
because she's got to get better with it. Like, her and me are similar in a lot of ways, but we're very different in... On the forefront, we're very different people. Yeah. She's not one to be like running around talking to people when it's a little bit easier for me to do. I feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
I find silence and stuff very awkward when she doesn't really give a shit. But back to the original thing of music is that I've grown up, me and Shaylee are 4 years apart. We've grown up on music and talking about music and knowing everything about music. We know history of like a lot of different stuff, and coming to someone like Ryan,
I don't know anything.
Bitch.
No, but the problem with me is I don't have a good memory.
Yes and no. When it comes to something that you like,
I can kind of think of it. Like, yeah, I guess something I like, but most things, even when I do like, I have a bad memory on it. But with you have a really good memory.
With some, with things, if I care about it enough, I can tell you like specific details about things, but it's like the unimportant stuff. Like, I don't know why I remember certain things. When it comes to wrestling, I am an encyclopedia about things. It's just weird.
I hold on to dumb facts I'd forget about and then randomly pop up in my head. And then I have to say them on the spot. Like, I could be silent next minute. I'll just say something. Yeah.
But music is not something that is... It's definitely not like that with music. What music did you grow up on? Even when you were a kid, though. I didn't know you when you were young.
Well, it used to be my mum's playlist. And
also Nickelback.
No, that was later on though. She used to have like 60s playlists and 70s playlists, 80s playlists, 90s playlists. She had all them kinds of ones, and I was listening to everything old, not so much new. And then my sister got hold of some like CDs, and she used to burn music onto there. And then that's when the 2000s stuff then come into it, because she listened to all that kind of stuff. And then, yeah, and then I eventually got a hold of internet myself. And then
when you're growing up, and actually, because when you're a kid, you just kind of listen to what's on the radio.
Yeah, whatever's around.
Or whatever's, like, if you have siblings or whatever your parents are kind of listening to, that's what you're listening to.
Or on a Saturday morning, you chuck the channel on ABC and you listen to Rage.
Oh, Rage, yeah. Everyone not in Australia will not know what that is, but Rage was the fucking shit.
It was like
or video hits.
Yeah,
video hits?
Yeah, video hits.
On Channel 10?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, like video hits. Any Australians right now will just be like gasping at that. They'll be like, yes, video hits and Rage. But that's what you would do, and it was just whatever was in the mainstream. And then when you kind of, I mean, you've discovered who you are as a person as a teenager, and that's when you start. That's when I started to listen to different kinds of. I'm very different. Even in the time I've known you for what, 4 years, something like that.
Yeah, almost 5 years.
Yeah, and I've changed musically. I don't listen to as much of just whatever's on in the top 40.
You've grown.
I listen to all different things. I do listen to that as well. Like, it's still there. Like, I'll chuck on whatever.
You used to always listen to this, like, specific.
It's the same thing all the time, and now I'm just kind of like, I'll kind of dabble in different things and know more about and have more of an understanding of why I like
new band you're into now?
Yeah, Hands Like Houses.
There it is.
Everybody that knows me is like, that does not sound like music you would normally listen to.
I haven't even listened to it yet, but that's all I see. Is like,
that's all I post about is Hands Like Houses. They're still not as good as Paramore. Let's not even... But it's like a very small margin. It's like Paramore and then Hands Like Houses. But like my brother and Shaylee will both say to me, that doesn't sound like music. I've always been very female lead singer band driven. That's always been my favorite kind of music. It's like pop punk.
Yeah.
Female driven lead singer. That's just how it... But this is just completely... Not completely, but it's fairly different to what I've ever listened to. So, I'll talk about Hands Like Houses till the cows come home because they're just so good. And they're Australian, which makes it even better because it's like, look at you guys doing good shit and like actually making a stand. They're actually kind of getting kind of overseas and stuff like that. I have to say it because wrestling is just everything. But yeah, that's what I'm kind of listening to. But from my understanding, you used to listen to a lot of screamo when you were a teenager.
Oh yeah, well, I don't know. Yeah, it was a lot of Disturbed and a lot of... boy. I eventually kind of seeped into a bit of Black Veil Brides for some reason.
Yeah, that's like...
But I was happy. I wasn't sad.
As a teenager, you didn't have that kind of zone of like, I'm just a depressed teenager.
No, I was always known as that like happy kid, and then they would be like, "Oh, chuck on some music you like," and then that would hit.
Like songs like "I Wanna Die."
Yeah, and then they would come up to be like, "Are you okay? Is this all a ruse?"
And you're like, "No, I'm actually fine.
No, I just like this stuff."
But that's just kind of what you don't really listen to. That kind of music. You listen to whatever anyone else puts on. That's what you listen to.
Whatever Shaylee will chuck on and listen to, which is.
I mean, Shaylee's music taste. When we have Shaylee on this show, we'll have her probably talk about music because. Shaylee is like ultimate don't judge a book by its cover because you look at her and you're like, oh, you listen to Nirvana and Pearl Jam and 21 Pilots and...
Not bad bands. I never...
Not bad. No.
Not that I hated Nirvana before, but when I first started going out with her and she showed me Nirvana and the history of Kurt Cobain and everything... Oh, yeah,
don't get it started about that.
I appreciated...
But then also, Shaylee's really weird because she'll listen to music like that, but she'll also listen to like Lady Gaga and Beyonce, and she can get really like deep into like that kind of music.
Her Spotify playlist has over 1,000 songs.
Mine has 5,000. My Vibes playlist has like 5,011 at this stage.
Mood.
And it's just my entire... I just press shuffle and it will go from Nirvana to Metallica to Hannah Montana.
All right. I hate the shuffle on Spotify.
Oh my god!
Because they play the exact same songs every time you get on there.
Yes, oh my god! You press shuffle and it's always like in rotation of the same 100 songs, and I don't understand why. I want to shuffle all 5,000 of my songs.
Spotify, fix your shit.
Yeah, Spotify, and I will never turn to Apple Music because
they're not a thing anymore, aren't they? No, it's iTunes.
Yeah, iTunes is dead, which is really sad because
it made no sense.
I remember those days of
It was out of nowhere.
I used to have. Did you ever have what kind of? I had a Nano. I had an iPod Nano. You know the like black square, not the touch, like one with the little wheel gimmick thing.
I was a little bit more poor than that.
Oh, so
I had an MP3 player with a USB port, so you can put music.
Oh no, I had one of them
too. It was this chunky little tube.
Yeah, I know, and you get them for like $30.
Yeah,
like but they worked.
Yeah,
they worked. And you could play your Black Veil Bride, so you were happy.
Well, no, I didn't. Not back then.
Oh, not back then.
Back then was.
Did you ever have a Walkman? I had a Walkman.
No.
Do you know what a Walkman is, don't you? Like, anyone that doesn't know, anyone that's young listening to this won't know what a Walkman is. But also you probably shouldn't be listening to this because I swear a lot. I have a potty mouth. But a Walkman is like a giant, not a giant. It's like a portable CD player.
Yeah, it's enough to fit in your pocket.
Oh no,
not these days.
No, a Walkman would never fit in your pocket. What are you talking about?
There was a smaller one that I know about.
You would fit it. It was like the big. I can't show anyone because we're on a podcast, but it was like a big circle. It was the size. What was bigger than a disc?
Well, then obviously you weren't wearing pants with big enough pockets.
Yeah, what the fuck? What kind of pants were you wearing? Like big tracksuit fucking pants with these big parachute
always
pockets.
Too big for me.
I can relate to that because all I got was just clothes from my brother.
Yeah, hand-me-downs?
Hand-me-downs.
Yeah.
We both have older brothers, so we both know what it's like to have hand-me-downs. But yeah, a Walkman, you'd plug in your earphones or your headphones at that stage. They'd usually be bigger. And you would listen to your Sony Walkman. And you'd have to put in the CD and you couldn't press, like, you'd have to hold it down. And it was the worst. But now, I had an iPod Nano. That's what I was getting at. And what was I going on about? Can't remember.
I don't know.
Spotify, Apple Music, that's right.
Yeah.
The Spotify playlist thing doesn't work properly, and not that it doesn't work, I think it's by design.
No, but it's just...
You have that many songs, I want to hear those songs.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear the same, tracks that I always... Not that they're bad. I'm not going to say they're bad.
They also play the same songs twice. And it's like,
And it doesn't work on your PlayStation properly. I can't press shuffle. For some reason, if I have that playlist with 5,000 songs in it, it won't let me press shuffle if I'm connected to my PlayStation from my phone.
Yeah, it's probably because it's too much.
It's too much. It's like, I don't know what to do here.
Who the hell has 5,000 songs in their playlist?
Me, bitch. That's who.
Sort it out.
No, I like them all. I know I skipped most of them.
That's like having a
but that's got like
with nothing in their
I've
files.
got like everything in there. Like that's like my everything playlist. So if I just don't know what I want to listen to, I listen to that. And then I've got other playlists with much less. So then I kind of can pinpoint what I listen to. But if I want to listen to like everything from like anything, from whether it's Paramore or whether it's High School Musical,
you want to listen to anything. But then how many times do you hit next?
Oh, bitch! I'm standing in the shower and I'm trying to wash myself, and I have my phone, and I'm just like, come on, let's get to a better song than this. And it's just, I don't even listen to it. I'm just like, skip. Oh, that's good. And then I'll skip. And I'll get halfway through a song and skip it because I'm that person as well. I won't listen to a whole song.
We have an Alexa.
Oh, God, yeah.
Yeah.
What is an official word for an Alexa?
I can't remember. It's like...
Is it Google? No, it's not Google Home. Amazon Echo.
Yeah, Echo.
Echo, yeah.
So we have one of them. Now, the worst thing is when you put your playlist on there and you don't want to hit the next button and you gotta say Alexa
skip,
next, or Alexa skip. They both work.
So annoying.
Yeah. Or she doesn't hear it sometimes, and it will light up, stay lit up. You're like, Alexa next, and she just doesn't. Next, and then she goes off again, and
she
then
doesn't give a fuck. She's
slap that robotic bitch into the afterlife.
It's like, shut up, Alexa. Or she goes quiet, and then it will just blare out even louder. Alexa, I couldn't imagine, because, well, we did test the Alexa Bliss thing, because everyone wrestling wise that doesn't have a Amazon Echo and is worried about the fact that if Alexa Bliss is on the screen, it will come on, but it doesn't work. No. Although you try to play that song by Bowling for Soup, which is fucking terrible, that Alexa Bliss song, Alexa just does not know how to commute. She's like, what the fuck does that mean? Like, she's like, you're saying my name again. I don't know what that means. And she doesn't know, like, that song is so bad though. So I don't know why you would want to listen to Alexa Bliss. That sounds weird. That soundbite sounds weird. I like Alexa Bliss, but not the song by Bowling for Soup. And that
what kind of name is Bowling for Soup?
Bowling for Soup had some good songs. 1985. Do you not? Oh, I can't tell you songs because you go, I don't know what that is.
What is that?
And I obviously can't play it because of copyright issues. But 1985 by Bowling for Soup. Everybody, go and listen to that on Spotify or if you use Apple Music. Gross. But you can listen to 1985. It's like Dun dun, Madonna, waiting for Nirvana.
Oh,
There
that
was
song. Yeah, I know that one.
music still on
Yeah,
MTV. Yeah, that song. Lost my train of thought. Oh, Bowling for Soup. Yeah, that's the song that they have, but Alexa Bliss ain't it, because it sounds like it's from the early 2000s and they just haven't aged at all or evolved anyway in their music. But I think that's Alexa Bliss's favorite band.
Oh.
I know. But she was also a
Yeah.
person that owns a pig in her house.
But that's
Larry
lit.
Steve. But yeah, but I don't
Who
want a pig. I don't think I could have a pig. That's a lot of animal.
Yeah, but Giddy.
Yeah, but Gid's different. She's a domestic cat. I don't think
also
there's...
a pig. I've seen it eat.
Yeah, but same. I eat like that too. So do you.
I don't.
You do.
I do.
You
But
do.
I'm a fast eater. That's just because...
Yeah, Ryan chows down some food and he's skinny and it's not fair.
Oh yeah, I'm hated for it.
Yeah,
It's
you
not
are
my
hated
fault.
for it. No,
I didn't choose to be like that.
Get a new metabolism. Actually gain some fucking weight. It's not fair when I have to eat and then be like, I'm fat, and then you eat and you're like, can't relate. Sorry, and
I'll
you eat
finish
more
off
than
your
me,
food.
probably.
I do.
You eat more than me, and it's not fair. But I guess we all can't be
Me.
so blessed, or you, yeah. I guess that'll kind of do it for this week. Just to kind of, this is the kind of flow that we want for this show. We'll have episodes where we have actual topics about what we want to talk about, but
Yeah.
obviously with everything going on in the world right now, it would be kind of silly not to talk about coronavirus and all of that shit that's going on there. But I guess anything you want to add? Where can we follow you on Twitter before you start to go? Is it plain underscore? What is your
Ryan.
Twitter? Is that your, what's your handle? I don't know. You should know your Twitter handle.
I don't know. I hate it.
Let me I've got my computer in front of me.
Oh yeah, you do that. You do
It's
the research.
plain underscore ol underscore Ryan. We'll put it
Plain old Ryan.
we'll put the link in the description so you can follow him because he has like 2 followers at this stage.
No, I don't. That's hurtful, by the way.
You have
like 17.
You have literally 17.
Yeah.
You have 17 and you haven't tweeted since March 10 and it's currently March 16th.
Sometimes
You've had 8 tweets. You've been on Twitter for not even 2 weeks. I've had 35.1 thousand tweets.
Oh my god.
That's nothing.
Oh,
I'm
really?
I'm nothing. 35.1k.
That's fast.
You need to get on that level.
No, I'm not gonna get on that level.
Yeah, but it's so much more fun.
Oh,
And you need to use GIFs. GIFs are a good time. Ask Shaylee. She uses Twitter somewhat.
yeah.
She uses Twitter a lot more than she used to. Just saying. Anyway, we'll catch you guys next week on Brothers by Law. Until next Thursday. We'll catch you then. And stay calm.
Oh, actually, chuck in some ideas you might want us to talk about, even if we don't know it.
Yeah,
That'd be a
tweet
fun little thing.
Ryan or tweet me because
Yeah.
Ryan probably would be like,
And
"What's
we'll-
that mean?" If someone tweets at me, how do I reply? I
What
don't know
is
to do.
this?
What is that?
I'm too old.
Well, I'm older than you.
Yeah, but I feel older.
I'm not that much older than you, but I'm older than you.
No.
But tweet at us what you kind of want us to talk about, or if you kind of want something else from this show. Who knows? We've got another week, so please do. And until next Thursday, please be kind to one another.